Whether you use the personal assistant features in Cortana or not, it's a pretty safe bet that you'll need to use the general searching features at some point. With Cortana, you can search the contents of your computer or the web. Now first, I want to search for something on my computer. I've said before that I think it's very important for you to store your files in an organized location and remember where you keep things. But in reality, a lot of people forget where files are stored sometimes, and that can be very frustrating. So let's use Cortana to find a file. Now I know I've done some work for a client with the word California in their name, so let's see if I can find some files that I created for that client. So all I need to do is click on the search field in the taskbar, and that opens up the standard Cortana panel which we saw in the previous movie. So I get a preview of my calendar and the weather report, but that's not really what I'm interested in. Once I've clicked on that search field, I can just search for a word. So very quickly, it's found some stuff. I can see that there's a folder on my computer called Explore California, and now I remember the name of that client. A little lower, I also see a PowerPoint file with the word California on it. So I could open that folder just by clicking on this search result for that folder. It opens up, of course, shows me the contents of that folder, and I can see the path of where that folder is up here in the path bar. Or if I do that search again, I could open up that PowerPoint file just by clicking on it here, and it'll open up in PowerPoint. So this search tool is really going to save me when I lose files or forget what I named some files. Now let's search for California again. I'll click back on the search field and do the same search. Okay, so I see that folder and that file, but these other search results that show up are not files on my computer. They are common search terms that people search for on the web. So like I said, Cortana searches my computer and the web at the same time. Now if I simply want to see the search results for the word California, I can click on this option up here at the top. It'll open up my default web browser and it'll show me Bing search results for the word California. I'm going to close this and go back and search for California again. Now another thing I could do is just click on one of these suggested searches. So a lot of people search for California DMV, so maybe that's what I intended to search for, and it'll open up and show me those search results there. Now let's see a faster way of getting to web search results. If I really am just searching for the word California, I can go to the search field, type in California, and just press return, and it'll open up and give me search results for that word. All right, so far so good. But we still have some more options that we can work with for both local searches and web searches. Let's say I still haven't found the file I'm looking for. That's because this basic search for the word California only searches for the word in the name of a file or a folder. So if I do that search again, I want you to see these two buttons down at the bottom, My Stuff and Web. Now, I'm not going to click on the web button because that's basically the same as hitting this option up here at the top. It's just going to open up my default web browser and do a web search. Instead, I'm going to hit My Stuff. So this is a much more detailed search through the files on my computer. I can see a detailed list of the search results, and I can even see the path for each of these files. So this file right here is in my users folder, in my specific user folder with my name, in documents, and in a folder called Explore California. So it found some files inside of that Explore California folder. This is really nice if I want to see where a file is on my hard drive, but I don't want to open that file. In fact, if I just want to open the folder where this file is located, instead of clicking on this file, I can right-click on it and choose Open File Location, and then it opens up the folder that contains that file. Let me go back to the search results again, and I'll click on My Stuff. Also, I want you to notice that it's actually searching for my keyword inside of the text of my documents. So right here, this is a Word document that does not have the word California in the file name or in the folder where it's stored. That means somewhere buried inside the text of this document is the word California. Let's take a look. I'm going to click on that file to open it. And this is just a document with a bunch of recipes in it. But if I use the Find tool here inside of Word and I search for the word California, sure enough, it finds that word inside of the document. I'll close this and go back into Cortana. So the last thing I want to check out here is the natural language capabilities of Cortana. So far, we've done a single word search. You can search for a word or a phrase and it will work the way we just saw. But you can also type in questions, just like you would if you were having a conversation with somebody. So I could type in something like, how far away is the moon? And up here at the top, it already gives me the results, 238,000 miles away. Now, some questions will give you the answer right here in the Cortana window, but some won't. So for example, I'm going to clear this search and I'm going to search for, what is the population of California? It does not give me the answer to that question immediately. But if I hit return, it'll open up my default web browser, it'll perform that search, and here I can see a search result that would give me the answer. 37 million people in California in 2010. And of course, I could go through these other search results and maybe find something a little bit more recent. But the point is, you can always go into Cortana and you can search for a word or a phrase, and it'll search both the files on your computer or the web. And you can do a natural language question, and it'll search the web and try to find an answer for that question. Now, this is just an introduction to Cortana to get you started. The best way to learn the limits and capabilities of Cortana is to just experiment and see what you can find. If you have a question, give it a try. If you're looking for something on the web, try it out. You may be surprised at how powerful Cortana's search tools are.